Hello, my name is Heather Hoff, and this is my career autobiography. I started off thinking that I would want to be in the medical field when I was just a little girl, probably 3-4 years old. My mom would come home from the emergency room because she was in an emergency room and take her scrubs off in the garage because she always had blood or something on her scrubs that she didn't want to bring into the house. So I would always ask her stories about what happened at her work today and I'd always have her tell me stories, and I'm sure she made the stories sound more exciting than they really are in real life, because I work in the emergency room and I know that most of her stories probably weren't as exciting. But I got really interested and wanted to be just like her and work in the emergency room. So that started off my interest in being in the medical field real young. Then when I was about 6 or 7, I would go to the urgent care she worked at, and I would answer all the phones, which is crazy to think that a 6-year-old would answer phones. I would go into the rooms with her and listen to her talk to the patients. That was in the 90s, obviously, before all the privacy became an issue. I would help her splint, and she would put splints on me to see what it was like, and I'd always play around with all the supplies and tape and have a lot of fun with her at the urgent care that she worked at. And then when I got into middle school, I decided that maybe law was something I wanted to do. Maybe I didn't want to be in the medical field. So we had a program in Alaska, which is where I grew up, called Anchorage Youth Court, and that's where teens try other teens that have gotten into trouble. So if a teen shoplifted or stole a car or did drugs or got in trouble somehow, other teens like myself would go in a courtroom and try the other teen to see what their punishment would be. So I ended up being the youngest judge in Anchorage Youth Court, and I trained a lot of other people how to be attorneys and judges and other teens, and went far with that. That was all a volunteer program, but by the end of high school I decided that was probably what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to be involved in law. Didn't want to spend the rest of my life in a courtroom. So I decided to go back towards the medical field. Went into the medical field. Didn't go into the ER right away. Worked with a plastic surgeon, worked at a research center, and then I went into the ER because ultimately I knew that was what I wanted to do. And now I work in the ER. And so I guess that's my career autobiography. Some of the questions are, did family affect your choice in going into your career field? And absolutely mine did. Like I said, my mom was the one that taught me all about the medical field when I was little, and so she absolutely had a big influence. My grandma is also a nurse, and so she had a big influence because that was what my grandma and my mom both did, so that's what I thought I should do. What particular skill made me choose my career? A particular skill didn't really influence me into my career, although I am the person who always does the splints on all the patients because that's what I always did with my mom growing up, so I am particularly good at that. Religion and language and beliefs didn't really have an effect of whether I went into my career choice or not, but like I said, again, family obviously had a huge impact on it, and I'm carrying along the tradition now, and I'm glad I did. Alright, until the next YouTube video discussion board, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.